Hello my gorgeous little loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to play with the new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Fetes De Provence. I think that's how you pronounce it. I looked it up on Google Translate, but I want to get into this, create a couple of looks, do some swatches, and let you guys know if this is the usual good consistent formula from Nomad Cosmetics. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if those are the things you like to watch, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. So my loves, I want to just dive right in because I'm very excited by this palette. I think the theming, the packaging, everything looks so pretty, and the color story inside is so gorgeous. So I just can't wait to do some looks with this. But if you don't know about Nomad Cosmetics, they are an indie brand based out of the US, and they do all their makeup themed around travel, different locations. And this one is obviously France, with the French name of Fetes De Provence. I'm gonna keep saying it so I can get good at pronouncing it, but it's just so beautiful. And I've never been to France. I would love to go there, and I think the packaging and everything definitely gives me a French vibe. So I'm really loving this, and I'm excited because I like Nomad. I've tried a lot of their products and I've reviewed a lot of their palettes on my channel. I will make sure to link all those reviews I've ever done, and they've always been a very good consistent brand. So I'm just gonna see if the formula is the usual good formula. I feel like the only things that may change sometimes is the shimmers. Sometimes they're like even extra sparkly and like intense. So we'll see if it's that extra sparkle formula in here too. So this is what it looks like up close. It's really pretty. Here's the back of it. I just love the colors, and I love that the colors on the outer packaging is representing what is really inside. There's a big mirror, and then here are the shades in here. I love that there's monochromatic rose, so pink, orange, yellow, purple, and blue. And I just see so many cool color combinations in here. I love that there's pastels. There's a little bit of depth. We're gonna see if we can get on the darker end with this. And I just think it's really pretty. So on their website, how they describe the palette, it says on here that there's a colorful garden of 15 shades, from pink roses, red poppy flowers to sunflowery yellows, and rich honey finishes with soft lavenders, deep aubergines. There's 10 delectable mattes, and there is 5 delectable shifting shimmers. It says it has 4 times finer pigments for a buttery soft feel, sweet almond oil to hydrate and condition the skin. This is also a cruelty-free and vegan brand. There's no talc, there's no gluten. And the cool thing about Nomad Cosmetics is they always give back to where they got their inspiration from. So they went to France, they got inspired, they saw the culture, the colors and everything, and they created this palette. And they're also donating some of the proceeds from the sales of these palettes to the Bee Conservancy. I say that word, so weird, but it's dedicated to protecting and saving the bees everywhere while safeguarding the environment through research, habitat creation, and advocacy. So we have to protect the bees. It is so important for like life and growth of plants and stuff. So I love that they're also doing that. I think that is very important, and I just love that they always give back to some kind of charity or foundation. And I don't even know if I mentioned the price. This is $39. There was also glosses that were $12 each, or you could get them in a set for $39. And these are shifty glittery glosses, which is not usually what I prefer, especially when it comes to lip glosses. I think the whole shifty glittery glosses are really in, so it's totally on a trend. But that was everything in this collection and all the info. So I think we should now get into some looks. I think I'm gonna create 2, and I will probably film one for Instagram. That's how I'm gonna do it. So I think we should just get right into it. So I'm gonna prime my eyes really quickly with the Glamlite primer and the shade Buttercream. It's a really good primer, pretty consistent. I know how it works, so I'm good with this primer, and I like that it has pigment to it and helps cover up, you know, any discoloration on the lids. The first shade I'm going to start off with is this blue right here called Côte d'Azur. Oh my god, I know I'm going to butcher these names, but I'm going to try my best. I don't know how to speak any kind of French. I think French is such a beautiful language. It sounds beautiful. I love hearing it, but pronouncing it, not my strong suit. But Nomad's mattes are usually in the powdery end, but they are very soft silky, very buttery, and they are buildable. They're not like super pigmented formula. They're ones where you kind of have to layer it up to, you know, get the color payoff. Next shade I'm gonna go into is this one. I looked it up too. It's Hoots Alps. Oh my gosh, I really need to learn French. I'm struggling here, but I'm gonna use that shade to deepen out the outer corner. I'm gonna see how deep it is. It looks like a more of like a charcoal color, not really a black. It's just like a very like deep gray, but it's gonna go really well with this more cool tone blue that is in, you know, the outer crease on the edge here. It's definitely meshing really well with this shade that we have up here. It has a good amount of depth. It is definitely smoking up the look. It's a very cool tone and charcoaly, and I like it. I like the cool tone vibes. That is usually the kind of shades that I gravitate towards, so I think it looks really good. I just went back into Côte d'Azur to blend a little bit on the edges with this other rougher brush. So I'm gonna just dive right into Rosé, this very pastel pink. I'm gonna use this flat brush, and I'm gonna pack that on in the inner portion. See if I can build this up. If it is one of the more, you know, pigmented pastel mattes, which it seems to have decent pigmentation, even though they have a more buildable formula when it comes to the mattes. I mean, there's definitely like good amount of payoff from that pastel, so that looks really good, and it's fusing really well into a very cool tone gray blue. Like, it's making a really nice gradient, and they're fusing really nicely. I love that. Ooh, this is really pretty. Now I'm gonna get into this shade right here called Bouche du Vent. I think that's how it sounded onto the Google Translate. And I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm just going to pick it up like this. Ooh, that is beautiful. And I'm gonna use that in between where the pink meets that very gray blue Côte d'Azur. And I'm just gonna use that just as like a fusion point. And to add a little sparkle, I just felt like I needed to. I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. So I want to do the lower lash line. I think I'm just gonna mimic what's up here. I'm not gonna do anything different on the lower part. And I'm just going to start off with the Côte d'Azur on the outer part, bring it in, not too far, so I can put the rosé shade in the front. I'm gonna take some of the Hautes Alps, dust off the excess, and meet that up to the top. Ooh, I still had fallout even though I'm dusting off the excess. Hopefully that will come off. It is a cool tone shade. Hopefully that one doesn't stain. And then I'm gonna go into rosé, which I'm very impressed with the pigmentation of these pastels. They definitely pack a nice punch to them and show really well on the skin. It's really pretty. For the inner corner, I do want to go into the light pink metallic that's right here. It's called Flûte et Corsette. Flûte et Corsette. I really butchered that one for sure. But I'm going to use that on this pencil brush, and I'm going to wet it a little bit. Just reduce fallout, make it really, you know, intense. And I'm going to use that right here. This has a very strong kind of like lavender shift to it, which was so unexpected, but I think it like goes so well with the look, having that shift to it. I need to finish my other eye. Like, how did I just skip right over that? I guess I was really excited to get right into that inner corner highlight, but I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side. Bring in the pink, get everything to mesh. So that is it for this eye look. I think that's all I want to do. I love the contrast between these two shades, the light pink and then that grayish blue. I think it's really cool and different, something I've never done before. So I'm gonna go off camera, finish my makeup, finish my eye look and everything, and then I'll show you guys the finished look. Okay, I'm back. Look is done, and I'm very happy with this. I think this is something very different for me. I've never done like, you know, like a pink pastel with like a grayish color like this. So I think the combo was fun. All I did off camera was I used a little bit of the Trestique mascara. This is the Good Vibes mascara. And then I put on these lashes, which I think is the Glamlite chocolate donut lashes. I think that's the lashes that I have on, but they're very dramatic. But I've been really into a dramatic lash lately. And then for my lips, I just kept it super chill. I went in with the lip liner from ColourPop. This is the shade, what is it, BFF? I don't know if they still have that liner. And then I went over with this Alamar Cosmetics lip gloss and birthday suit. It is a, you know, more cooler tone pink gloss that is super glossy, like really glossy. It's a little milky, and I just felt like it matched the theme since they're doing like, you know, shimmery glosses with the collection, and I'm trying to embrace gloss a little more. It's very in, and it does feel nice. So I like the combo because it's, you know, a lighter, cooler tone pink, and it's a little bit more on the sheer side. And I think it just goes. I love this so much. You just will have to let me know what you think of this combo. Like, would you do this? Do you like it? Because I love it. And I'm just a big fan. I love trying different things and exploring different color combos. So now I'm going to probably take this makeup off and get into the next look. So for this look, I want to do a halo eye, and I'm gonna start off with this shade called Vintage. And I'm gonna use that on the inner and outer portion. I'm just using this small rougher brush, the number 13. Just trying to be a little bit more detailed. So just using a smaller brush, but I'm gonna focus that right there. And I did go in with the Glamlite primer again, and I didn't set it. So I'm just gonna stamp this shade in these two spots to just get them really saturated. This is nice. It has good pigmentation, and it's very buildable. It's not having too much fallout from that. Now I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade called Miel de Lavande. I think that's how you say it. And I'm gonna just use it lightly over the edges of the pink. Add some warmth to this look. It probably will add a little orange in here too, because, you know, when they mesh together, it's probably gonna add a little bit of orange, have a nice little gradient. But I'm just focusing over the pink areas. I'm not taking it in the inner portion. I'm just doing that just to soften out the edges and get some warmth into this look. And I do want to maybe take a little bit of macaroons, which is like a more reddish tone. It's pretty similar to Vintage, but maybe I'll see if it's a little deeper, and I'll use that over that. Just to say I used the shade. I don't know if it's really gonna show or look any different adding that, because they're pretty similar. Just one's a little bit more pink, one's a little bit more red. Maybe it added a little bit of depth. That is the only shade name I can say besides Rosé in this palette. So I'm gonna take Fenty de Mattemoiselle, this shade right here, and I'm gonna take this rougher brush. Let me clean it a little bit, pick it up. See how it picks up on a brush. I'm gonna wet it because we don't want too much fallout with these shimmers, and it will help it be a little bit more foiled. And I'm gonna maybe focus it on like this outer edge. I'm trying to be a little bit more precise because we're gonna use a different color in the center. And now I'm going to go into the Fleur de Mimosa. I could use a mimosa. This is a really yellow sparkly shade, but it does look like maybe it has a green shift to it, which is so beautiful. And I'm just gonna put that in the center over like the purple, and I'm gonna bring it up higher, like up into the crease and a little above, kind of as high as like the yellow is showing, and just mesh that together. I feel like that's the easiest application than trying to use a brush when I'm trying to get it perfectly in the center with the shimmer with halo eyes. And I'm just gonna put that on. That is so beautiful. That is such a gorgeous, like shifty yellow metallic, and you can definitely see the green shift. That is beautiful. So now I want to do the lower lash line. I think I'm just going to mimic what's in like the side and the crease. I'm not gonna put shimmer in the center at the bottom. I don't feel like that looks good on me. It's just not like my preference with halo eyes. I don't know, I just feel like the shimmer down here kind of throws me off. So I'm just gonna do it all pink down here and then blend out the edges with the yellow. Just to keep it simple. It's just what I prefer with my halo eyes. So now I want to take this pastel yellow. I want to use that as my inner corner highlight. I love using pastels like that. And this is Fetes De Provence, I hope. And I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to clean this one off. I'm just going to put it on my dirty shirt I have on. And I'm going to just put it in the inner corner. Oh, I love a nice pastel yellow. Ooh, this is pretty. Let me see if I can get it built up. It looks kind of light. I'm sure if I had like a white base, like a really light base, it would pop even more. Maybe it's a little too sheer. I wish it was a little bit more pigmented. I don't really feel like it's showing up as I expected. I don't know. I really wanted this to be like a super intense pastel yellow. The one in the Heya palette from Udin's Eye, the collab with and Jessica, is such a intense pastel yellow, and it's so like pigmented. But this one's it's just too sheer. Oh, I can't use it as an inner corner highlight, so scratch that. We're gonna go into Nomad. This one right here, which looks kind of like a light peachy shade, which looks kind of champagne too. So I'm just gonna use that instead. Maybe I should spray it. I'm so sad. I really wanted that pastel yellow to pop more. I'll try to use that with like a white base next time I go into this palette to see if that will help. So this is a really pretty peachy gold metallic, and it's a little different from the other metallics where it's a little bit more smooth. It doesn't have as much intense sparkle in it, but it is pretty, and it does have like a lot of brightness to it. Like, look at that. I'm gonna use a little bit of my finger. All right, and that is everything for this look. I think the halo eye actually came out really good on this one. So I'm gonna finish off the look off camera really quickly, lashes and everything, and then I'll be back to show you the completed look. All right guys, I'm back, and here is the finished look. With the lashes and lips and everything, I think it turned out really good. My best halo I think I've ever done. But what I did off camera was I went in with the falsies again, the very dramatic lashes that I think are the chocolate donut lashes from Glamlite. And then I went in with the Fenty Mattemoiselle lipstick and Flamingo Acid. It's a nice deep magenta. It's so pretty, and it just went so well with this look. And then I topped that off with the Glamlite lip gloss and Strawberry Sherbet, which is a magenta that has little like blue sparkles in it. I just wanted to keep the juicy lip vibe going on, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I did also go in with the Lethal Cosmetics gel liner and buffer to white gel liner, and I tried to top that off with the pastel shade in here to make like a pastel yellow like liner look. And even with like the white base, it still didn't really show up and didn't really look yellow at all. So it's a little too sheer and not pigmented enough to do that, which is sad, but I still think it turned out good, you know, with the white down there instead. And that's it for this look. I'm very happy with it. So pretty. So I want to like back up a little bit, give you guys my final thoughts, and then wrap up this video. All right guys, so I just want to get right into my thoughts. I think this palette is very pretty. I like the color story. I like the theming. I like how they set up the rows in these monochromatic rows, so it helps you out, makes it easy to like think of looks that you can do. And I think all these shades really complement one another. I love like the cool tones over here, then the warmth, and then the pop of yellow right in the middle. I do feel like the mattes are still like the usual buildable Nomad formula. The only thing that I felt wasn't pigmented enough was the yellow pastel here. I couldn't use it as an inner corner. Even when I topped it over the white liner, it still didn't really show. So I just wish that there was more pigment to that, because I love a pastel yellow for like the inner corner. I just think it's so pretty, or to use it as a contrast to other shades. So that's unfortunate. That's the only thing I wish had more pigmentation, but I thought the rosé shade, the pastel pink one, had really good pigmentation and looked really good on that first look. I love that this one has a shift to it, a very strong lavender shift, which I thought was really beautiful. These have like more of a stronger like base to them. I thought this was a beautiful purple, a very beautiful cool grayish blue. They're very intense and sparkly, and this yellow is so pretty with that green shift. Definitely do feel like it's a little bit more of a topper shade. It has a little bit more of a sheer base, so it would look really pretty over other shades or topped over this yellow matte. And I love this mustardy yellow matte. Like, this tone of yellow is like my favorite. So overall, I really love it. I think the only thing I had a problem with was this pastel yellow. I will have to play with the other shades. I didn't get to use like this one or the lavender one or this one, but this one too was also really pretty. It's more of a satin shade. It is different from like the other metallics. Like, these two lean a little bit more satin, but they have so much shine to them. Like, look how bright that is. Such a beautiful peachy gold, like inner corner highlight shade. So I did enjoy this. I think it's so far one of my favorites. I just think the theming and everything is so beautiful and soft and springy, and I just love how I feel when I look at it. But that was my overall thoughts on this palette and the looks that I was able to create. Love them so much. I will definitely film a third look on my Instagram and see what I can come up with and try to use the other shades in here. But you guys will have to let me know in the comments below. Did you purchase this palette? Did you pass? Like, what are your overall thoughts? What do you think of the looks? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll link the palette and the collection where you can find it. I'll link the rest of my makeup that I am wearing. I will also have other videos that I've done, especially on other Nomad palettes. I will also have my contact and social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. And like I said, I'm going to film a third look. So if you want to check out my Instagram, I would really, really love that. I do post a lot of different content there as well. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting my channel, being amazing. I love you guys all so much, but I do hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.